I'm Kate. I'm an alcoholic. Hi, Kate. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. Just those words are weird.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead gives a rousing, committed performance in Smashed, a tale of dependency, collapse and recovery from director James Ponsoldt. 1 minute, Kate is vomiting in front of the kids at the school where she teaches. The next, she's off to AA, trying to clean up, much to the consternation of her boozy mum and hard-drinking husband.
I mean, I just want to be able to have a beer without it turning into 20 or wetting the bed.
Henry, you're saying that the mythical world of J.R.R. Tolkien doesn't really speak to you, but how about this?
It's an interesting drama, this, and there's a great performance from Mary Elizabeth Winstead in the lead role, but I do worry that there's a sort of divide between what America thinks of drinking and what we Brits think of drinking, and she's no doubt got a problem.
So who's right and who's wrong?
Well, she's no doubt got a problem, but there is a
couple of glasses of sherry before lunch. Oh.
Well, no, it stretches to the title as well, because like Smashed for us is sort of a kind of
just means an average night,
anecdote.
doesn't it?
I was smashed,
yeah,
you know. But
8 pints back at work the next
Smashed
day.
in America is a hysterical melodrama about how your life could need to be turned on an axis to make sense anymore, and it's very heavy stuff. This, for all the, I'm glad they addressed it, but I just wish there'd been a bit more lightness to it, as much as you can put into a story about alcoholism, I guess.
Peter, did you think this was just a storm in a sherry glass?
No, not at all. Not at all, oh boy. Pre-Prangeli speaking, of course not. No, I thought Mary Elizabeth Winstead was very good. I thought, like all these things, the movie is front-loaded with all the humiliating things that happens to her. That, she wets the bed, she's a teacher and she throws up in front of the kids. But interestingly, it keeps going. It keeps showing her being humiliated and being degraded by her addiction. And I thought it was a very well-meaning movie.
I do think it's interesting that they've chosen to feature a younger couple in this situation, where you normally get an alcohol story probably for someone in their 40s and 50s. Yeah. And also having a female protagonist as well, that she's the one with the real problem.
Yeah.
I mean, her husband is far from clean himself, and he's an enabler in many ways, but she's the person that this is potentially life-threatening. But my other big problem with the film was it didn't really seem like to what I understand it, a realistic view of addiction, in that you never really see her recovering. There's this feeling that she goes to AA is immediately the answer, and then there's a kind of blackout in the week, not in her sense, but a filmic blackout, and then she comes back and she has got a nicer dress on, her hair's done properly, and she's recovered, and it's like that. There's no, as far as I can see, any acknowledgement that this really is an addiction that is going to be with her for the rest of her life. Or I didn't feel that.
Well,
anyway.
that's true.
I really liked your speech. Oh, thank you, honey. All that dumb happened, so now I'm glad it's at least entertaining. What's your name?
Kate. This is my first time in one of these things. I mean, at least it's my first time that I'm not wasted. So.
Yeah, I remember doing some of that myself.